Thank you for viewing this webinar. We'll be discussing how you can download and utilize external databases such as ClinVar, Exact, Nomad, and others with Geneticist Assistant. In this webinar, we'll discuss downloading and importing databases, reviewing database information for an individual variant, adding database fields to the variant table for samples, and filtering variants based on the database fields. The following databases are available for download and import from the SoftGenetics FTP server: ClinVar, dbSNP, dbNSFP, Exact, Nomad, and Exome Variant Server. You can also add additional custom databases by copying the VCF file for the database into the reference directory. To download external reference databases, click Ref at the top right to open the Reference Downloader tool. Click to select the databases you wish to include. After a database is selected, the Update Size column will indicate the amount of space required for this database. Click Update to begin downloading references. This process may take several hours depending on the size of the databases selected. After a sample has been imported to Geneticist Assistant, we can review the information from the databases for any variant in the sample. To start, double-click on the run name. Then, when the Run tab opens, double-click on the name of the sample. The Sample tab shows a table of all variants for the sample. Double-click on a variant to open the Variant tab. Towards the bottom of the Variant tab, you will find the panes displaying information from each database. Fields may be blank for one or more databases if the variant is not included in that particular database. In addition to viewing the database information for each individual variant, we can also add database columns to the variant table on the Sample tab so that we can quickly view the data for all variants. This also allows filtering based on the database information, which we will discuss more on later. To add the database information to the variant table, from any variant tab, right-click anywhere in the pane for the database and select Add Values to Variant Table. The dialog that opens shows all the fields for the database. Double-click to select the field to be added to the table. Click OK to accept the default field configuration settings or make any changes as needed. For fields that have multiple allele options, you may want to select to display only the matching allele. Or for fields that include values for multiple populations, select the value that is applicable. This is generally needed if you want to use the field for filtering. In this example, the MAF field from EVS lists frequency values for European American, African American, and all populations. To specify the value we want to use, we can select Fixed Value and input the position for the value we want. In this case, I'll enter 3 to use the frequency value for all populations. At this point, we can also type in a name for the column. To add additional fields from the same database, you can click the plus sign button to add a new tab and then select the field. You can also combine multiple fields as a single column through text or by creating formulas. Click OK to add to the variant table. Once you've added database columns to the variant table, you can now filter the variants by these fields. To do so, while viewing the variant table on the Sample tab, open the Filters menu and select Samples Variants. This will open a Table Filters pane on the right side. In this pane, all displayed columns of the table are listed and can be selected to use for filtering. To select a field for filtering, click and drag the column name over to the far right side. A dialog opens where you can input the parameters for filtering. Click OK to add. You can also add additional fields for filtering, and the additional fields can be added as an or as an and filter. To add as an and filter, drag and drop the next field so that the cursor lies directly over the existing filter. Enter the parameters for the field and click OK to add. When adding an additional field in this way, both filters must be met for a variant to be included. To add an additional field as an or filter, drag and drop the next field anywhere on the far right side. Enter the parameters for the filter and click OK to add. When adding an additional field in this way, a variant will be included if either of the filters are met. You can click Save Filters to enter a name for the filtering template and save the created filter for later use. Thank you for viewing this webinar on working with external databases in Geneticist Assistant. If you have any questions, please contact us at tech_support@softgenetics.com.